What is up, everybody? How we doing out there? Well, hope your week is off to a great start. Welcome to the live stream. Let me know if I'm coming through okay, if you guys can hear me nice, crisp, and clear. But until then, I am your host with the Lux, your favorite cyborg to die for, and this is Surviving Rocklahoma, your official podcast of Rocklahoma. And we are here to bring you your survival guide. We're here to tell you everything you need to know about the festival that we love to go to. And we are also going to give you a little bit of insight into Born and Raised as well. Now, before all of that, we got to pay some sponsors. Oh, but before I forget, we're also going to throw out a couple of musical features. We have the debut, the brand new lyric video by Eternal Frequency, whom we caught up with a couple of Rocklahomas ago, and they were an amazing band, and they love the Rocklahoma community, the Rocklahoma family, and we are so excited to share their new single, Rise Up. Now, this is just a single. I don't think the whole album is out just yet. We're also going to give you a peek of Rocklahoma 2024 artist, Color of Chaos. We'll show that off here a little bit later in this show. But before we do all of that, let's kick it off the way we always do and pay us some bills first. I tell you what, give a shout out to DEB Concerts. And Rock he will be doing. He's got a lot of things going on before Rocklahoma. One of those, August 3rd, you need to be heading over to the Shrine in Tulsa to see the Iron Maidens with special guests Diamond Store Riot. Remember, Diamond Store Riot will be playing Rocklahoma 2024. We also caught up with them. We also featured their video last week. So make sure that you are in on this one. It's also going to be hosted by the voice of Rocklahoma, Eddie Trunk. Once again, that's the Iron Maidens with special guest Dime Store Riot. This is a DEB Concerts production. Can't wait to see Doug here in Tulsa. And don't forget, he will be powering the DEB concert stage inside of the Roadhouse at Rocklahoma 2024, just as he's been doing for several years, and we're glad to have his support. We also want to give a shout out to At Your Service Rentals, your official purveyor of the poo shacks that you can get for your campsite. I don't know of any other festivals where you can get your own portable restroom for your campsite for the duration of the weekend. And it's not only just Rocklahoma, but it's Born and Raised as well. So you can squat in confidence without having to share with everybody else at the festival. They even come with their own lock and everything. So it's pretty cool. You can also get your swimming pool, because it's always hot Labor Day weekend in Pryor, Oklahoma. So, and a couple of weeks later at Born and Raised. So make sure that you get your swimming pool as well. You even get to keep the pool, so you get to bring home a souvenir as you could let the kiddos play in the backyard. Just make sure you sanitize it first. So also, we want to make sure that we give some love to Rockavet.
Let me see your war face. Bullshit, you didn't convince me.
We gotta get a new sound effect for that one, guys. So I tell you what, we were at the Rockavet benefit this past weekend, this past Friday night at the Shrine, and it was absolutely amazing. It was a great show. It surpassed all projections on attendance. It was absolutely packed, and they did so well on the auctions and everything for charity. I'm told that, the benefit between the sales and auctions generated over $3,500, almost $4,000. And all of that is going back into Rockavet, because remember, Rockavet did get their certifications, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. They are officially a 501 nonprofit group spawned out of Rocklahoma campgrounds, dedicated to giving the music that is medicine to the medicine that is music to veterans for several years now. And I'm so glad and honored to have been working with them since their inception. And vets, folks, if you got veterans in your life that want to go to Rocklahoma, that want to go to Born and Raised, make sure that you're following the podcast and you're checking them out on Facebook and encouraging your veteran friends and family to check them out, because closer to the schedule, we get a lot of folks that can't go for whatever reason and they want to send a veteran in their place. And so we've always got a bunch of tickets that we're giving away. So veterans, make sure it always pays. Make sure you're checking in, because you can save by supporting the page. Also, folks, they announced today that they've got a store on Metalcore Clothing. I think it's metalcore.com. You can get the actual link from them on their Facebook group page. 100% of it goes to the nonprofit group. So I mean, there's no profit to be made here. Congratulations to Rockavet with your partnership with Metalcore Clothing. Speaking of Metalcore, you can also get some snazzy Surviving Rocklahoma shirts that are also made by the Metalcore Clothing. Huge shout out to Lacey and Jeremy Knight. Jeremy, of course, is in the band Perseus, and Lacey Knight is also a former Miss Rocklahoma in her own right. Now, lastly, on the Rockavet front, Prior Liquor has announced that any purchases over $10 at Prior Liquors Wines and Spirits, keep your receipts, because I believe Rockavet is going to be announcing a prize based on those receipts. So I think that gets you entered into a drawing or a prize of some sort. More details to come. But yeah, that's absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, Monty, for linking up with them. We love everything you do for us. Also want to give a huge shout out to the Rocklahoma bitches. These girls have been keeping the party going for as long as I've been going, and this is going to be my 11th year at going to Rocklahoma, actually. So I absolutely love the girls. Huge shout out to Christy and Kendra, who always keep the party going and always keep the positive energy anywhere they go, and proud supporters of the local music community. Also want to give a lot of love to my friend, partner, and sponsor, Angel Lee, Photography by Angel Lee. Rebel Angel is someone I picked up a couple of years ago to cover Rocklahoma and be my photographer, and she's done amazing work for the last couple of years. We've also toured the country twice. 2 trips to Florida. First, we went to Rock Island, and then we covered this past year, or we visited this past year, to Welcome to Rockville, as well as all of the festivals in between, including 2 Rock the Rivers and a Rock the Equinox as well, and she'll be back for another year this year. So we are so excited to have Photography by Angel Lee working with us here at Surviving Rocklahoma. Also want to give a huge shout out to the Big Old Bus, bringing a busload of debauchery to a festival near you. First up, we've got Rocklahoma, and they have an amazing list of events that are going to be going on at Rocklahoma this year. The list has been posted. It is out on Facebook with the times and what is going to be going on at the Big Old Bus. And they've got some really cool stuff. A diverse list of contests, everything. And speaking of, I am so honored. Shannon reached out and asked me if I would like to host one of those events. And I said, you know what? This one is right up my alley. So this Saturday at Rocklahoma this year, I will be hosting the lip sync contest at the Big Old Bus. So all of you who are big fans of the show Lip Sync Battle, or you just love to play in the air band, well, I tell you what, come out to the Big Old Bus and party with us on Saturday. Now, the night before, on Friday, come and join me at Camp Mardi Gras for our 10th year. So we've got some special things in the works. With that being said, folks, we also want to give a huge shout out once again to Metalcore Clothing, who has been printing out our newest shirts. Not this limited edition cut. This one is just for me, although you can get it on the Teespring. But Jeremy has, we are so proud to be working with Metalcore Clothing, as they made our tribal logo tee, as well as our proud member of my local music scene tee. We've also got limited edition official podcasts of Rocklahoma shirts available as well. You can find the links in our Facebook page. We've also got a link tree type link where, with all of our important links all rolled up into one little URL. You can find that on our Facebook page, and you can find your way to all of the stores. We appreciate all of that support. Now, the other way you can support this podcast is by enlisting. That's right. You can suit up. You can go into battle. You can compete in the Stars Wars. Now, the Stars Wars is something that you all came up with in the comments as you have began competing for the coveted prize of top donator of stars. Now, if you're wondering what these stars are, they're little bits, little tips, little pieces of cyber currency, and they go into the tip jar, and you guys donate up enough, then they add up to a monetary amount that we can then cash out and use to support the show and pay some bills, such as the hosting fees and all the other things that comes with producing a podcast. And we appreciate all of those stars. Now, to say thank you, each and every week we take the top donator and we are entering them in to win a choice of Rocklahoma or Born and Raised Country Music Festival tickets. So if you get top donations for the week, then you get a chance to win free concert tickets. You will also be entered in for a t-shirt. So we can't wait to see who wins. Now, I think our first drawing is going to be probably next week. Now, next week we've got a special live stream. We're going to have a guest, and I can't wait to talk more about it. We will visit about that here in a little bit. In the meantime, I want to crack open the show the same way we do each and every week. However, this week's a little different. I'm eclectic, folks. I don't just drink beer. One of my favorite things I like to do is try new beverages and spirits of all sorts. Now, this one is one of my favorites, and I have seen that it is available at my local liquor store for whom I love to have the support. Huge shout out to Prior Liquors, Wines, and Spirits. I've got some Taylor Flodgate port. Now, if you are not much of a port drinker, I will tell you this stuff is strong. I mean, it's the wine version of moonshine. This stuff, whew, puts hair on your chest. So I don't really have to have a cheers, but you know what? I tell you what, we like to keep it classy and diverse around here. So cheers, everybody. On behalf of Prior Liquors, Wines, and Spirits, cheers, y'all. Oh, that's good. That stuff is, it's so strong with the grape, but man, it finishes off with a pecan finish. Love it. Anyway, with that being said, folks, we've got a lot going on. We talked last week to Miss from Rocklahoma 2009. Erin joined us and gave us some insights into the Miss Rocklahoma competition, and we've got other guests coming in the weeks to come, including some of your favorite organizers from the campgrounds, as well as I believe Brett is also going to be joining us to talk about some things in the campground. And I've got a big interview that I am so excited about. I haven't confirmed the date. We're waiting on their people's got to talk to me, aka my people, and then we can hammer down the date. Then I can say who's going to be joining us. But I'm very excited because these are a couple of folks that I have been wanting to have on the show for a long time, and they can answer a lot of your questions. So they'll be joining us here in a couple of months, a couple of weeks. And next week I'm going to be in, let's say, Branson on a family vacation. So normally we don't do a live stream, but fortunately a good friend of mine, Rebel Angel of Photography by Angel Lee, lives in the area. So she just might be stopping by for a guest spot as we go live from a remote location, as I am out on the vacation next week. So I don't know what that show's going to look like, but we might have a little bit of a guest joining us. And I am so excited to finally have my professional partner in crime on the show. So that is going to be fun. Let me go into the comments before we get the show rolling. You got beatboxes for Sparrow. They're asking Monty. I see Alejandro Ferinas, a Faustian Bargain, wants to thank everyone that came out to Rock Event. And I want to give a huge shout out to Alejandro, by the way, because this project, a Faustian Bargain, is his debut on vocals. So he's in a band we all know and love, but he's the bassist, and so for him, he was very, very, very excited to come out as he was ready to show off his vocal abilities, and he just absolutely crushed it. Congratulations to a Faustian Bargain for their performance at the Rock Benefit this past Friday. I see some folks that are excited and want to join me at the Big Old Bus for the lip sync contest. That's awesome. I can't wait to see y'all there. Yes, Taylor Flodgate. It's my favorite, man. I could drink through a case of that. Love that little shot dance. I'm telling you, I'm bound to have myself another one. I love them so much. Yes, I see more love in the comments. Congratulations, Alejandro. That's my good one. Hey, me, what would you guys lip sync? If what was your go-to song that, you just, if I ever get the chance to be a rock star and I could sing for a crowd of hundreds of people, this would be my song. What would that be? Drop it in the comments. And while you are all doing that, I'm going to give you a taste of my good friend Mel's project. We met her at Rocklahoma 2000 and I want to say 23, or it might have been 22. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Mel. And she was just such a proud. She was just so proud to play at Rocklahoma, and she has joined in with the Rocklahoma community, and they are just dying to come back and play, and they are so proud of this new song. So here is their new video for Rise Up.
Look in the mirror, what do I see? This reflection staring back at me. Oh, I don't know why I've been wasting so much time. I was born for something more. What will my life have in store? My hands are shaking, my heart is racing, the flame grows stronger, you see. My time is now, and this is who I am. I'm gonna rise up and scream. Rise up, this is my dream. I'll never lose inside. It's time to rise up with me. Rise up.
And that was our good friend, Mel Elizabeth. Congratulations on your work on that song. I see it wasn't just Eternal Frequency, it was also with another band. Make sure that you go check them out. They got the link. She is also more than welcome to drop the link and all the info of where they can find more of that song and a lot more. Give some love to Eternal Frequency and our good friend Amel Elizabeth, our honorary Rocklahoma. Yes, I agree with Lori. We need to book a show and find a way to get them down here for it. I can't wait to see more from ML and Eternal Frequency. As she was saying, we spoke with Eternal Frequency in 2022. Now, we've been covering Rocklahoma for so long, going on 7 years now, I want to say. 9 years, actually. Now, a lot of folks who are, this might be their first time, or they haven't been in several years, things are changing. Things are a little bit different. We got some bands that we've never seen playing Rocklahoma before. We've got a lot of OGs returning and coming back, and they're not quite sure what the festival looks like these days. Well, let me tell you. First of all, it's not Memorial Day. Obviously, it's Labor Day. It's going to be hot. Now, in true Rocklahoma fashion, we will also probably be a 50-50 chance of dodging rain or storms or something like that. So make sure that you plan for Labor Day week weather when you're out planning for a weekend festival. We've also got a special guest who will be joining us the week of or the week before Rocklahoma to give us a special weather report, and we're going to have some friends in the know helping us cover Rocklahoma this year. Now, so the weather last year, it was absolutely clear. It was very hot. It was another hot Lahoma, as I call them. Those swimming pools from At Your Service Rentals came in extremely handy. So if you've got the little extra dough, go ahead and get you a swimming pool. It gets filled up. I think it's like $80. I can't remember what it was, but man, it really made a big difference, especially after you've been walking all day and your feet hurt and you just need some relief. You put them in that swimming pool, you'll feel instantly better. Now, I will say you guys have got to be preparing right now for this festival because it is a marathon, y'all. If you are not walking regularly, you need to start. You need to start getting your steps in because you are easily going to walk 10 miles that weekend. So just realize it is nonstop standing and walking and shuffling and standing in lines and dancing and moshing and all of these other things. You've got to take care of your health. As I said, it's most likely going to be very warm that weekend, so you don't want to be exhausted in the heat. So yes, definitely make sure that you are out getting some exercise and the weeks to come. Now, I get a lot of questions about is it all crazy? It's the festival versus the campgrounds, and I will tell you the main difference is all of us wild people will behave a little bit more during the day. That's about the main difference. In the festival, rules, they've got rules and regulations that are heavily enforced, and you can't go too crazy in the festival grounds where we have a little bit more freedom in the campgrounds as long as we're being safe and we're not hurting anybody and we're just looking out for each other. So that's the big thing about the festival grounds versus the campgrounds is the campgrounds is very much community driven. It is a giant parking lot of thousands of people. It is a giant tailgate party, and over the years folks that really like to party and want to do it up big have begun to congregate and merge their campsites and put campsites together as like we do at Camp Mardi Gras, or like the Big Old Bus does, Camp Corruption, who is the next to us, the longest running campsite party and, you know, established campsite in the campgrounds. And, you know, in the campgrounds, it's very, very important that we take care of each other. We police ourselves if somebody's not acting right. If you see something, say something, you know what I'm saying? And because we look out for each other so much in there, we're able to have a great time and, you know, party our asses off. And what happens at Rocklahoma stays at Rocklahoma, I'm told. But, you know, it is very much centered on us taking care of each other. Now, you might be asking, what do you need? What are you going to need? Well, let me tell you, that campsite is 20 feet by 40 feet. 20 feet by 40 feet. It's a patch of grass. No electric, no water. Chances are there's no shade. You have 20 foot by 40 foot patch of grass. It is a parking lot, basically. You have to be able to fit your camper or tent or whatever you're camping in plus your vehicle. Now, if you can't fit into that 20 by 40, they're going to make you buy a second site. This is important because you need to understand what all you're going to need to make yourself comfortable for that weekend. So if you need electricity, if you need air conditioning and all of that stuff, you've got a camper or something, you'll need to bring a generator. Now, remember, as of this year, they have passed restrictions on generators. You can't have, I think, above a 6,000. Don't quote me on that. Go to the frequently asked questions on rocklahoma.com, and you can get the specifics. But if you need electricity, you're going to need a generator. Now, if you are susceptible to the heat, if you just don't handle the heat well, it is crucial for you to go ahead and get your own swimming pool, because that will help you stay cool. If you get too hot in a festival, you can come outside and go get in the pool and cool off. Now, also, once again, I'm not plugging them just because they pay me to. I'm plugging them because it is essential. It can, for those of you who are kind of borderline germaphobes like me, who don't like sharing a toilet with hundreds of thousands of people, the campsites, you can get your own portable restroom for your campsite, and it just makes a difference to be able to squat in confidence and not be dreading the walk and standing in line and hoping you don't get into something super gross or after a sloppy drunk. So those things can really make or break your campsite. Now, the main thing to bring is a positive attitude. Now, your mindset will completely dictate how good of a time you have at this particular festival. We are a collection of people that we love to have a good time. We look out for each other, but we are also a bunch of free spirits. We like to go there and not worry about, being a grown-up for a bit, and we can just let ourselves be ourselves. So if you go in with a mindset of not having an open mind, or you're just expecting to have the greatest time of your life, and you have no room for compromises or standing in lines or paying for food or beer or whatever the case may be, you're going to have a rough time. It really does make a difference. I've seen folks come in with bad attitudes and they had a bad time. I've seen folks that come in expecting the world and they had a terrible time. Now, I also see a lot of people that come in just wanting to have a great time, listen to some music, and meet some cool people, and it has changed their lives, and they have had the time of their lives, and it doesn't matter who's playing, they'll be back because they had that experience. I'm one of them, and that's why I do this show, because every year I get to see some folks that walk in like kids walking into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. So a mindset very much is the most important part or thing that you can bring to a festival such as this. Now, we are also going to be giving away some more tickets to that very festival, Rocklahoma. We've got a couple more sets to hand out. These are general admission weekend passes. I'll let you know how to win the next set, but right now the way to win for this month is to either buy some merch or qualify by winning the Star Wars. And once again, you've got this week and next week to win a chance to win the prize of general admission Rocklahoma tickets or Born and Raised Music Festival tickets, and that's by winning the Star Wars. Let me check in. I see Lori Brass, Heath, Alva are all very much in the fight. I see Lori, man, Lori's coming out swinging. Monty's thrown in through a few in there as well. So congratulations to all of you who won in the past week, and I can't wait to see who wins this week. I can't see until the stream's over, which makes it kind of difficult for me to gauge and see who's winning, but I see a lot of donations in there, and I appreciate all of that. Remember, all of that goes into supporting the show. It's not going and buying me anything cool or Happy Meal or anything. It's going back into the show to invest in equipment and some other things that we can bring to you guys. Now, as for Born and Raised is coming a couple of weeks after Rocklahoma. Now, the thing with Born and Raised, it is a completely different festival, like completely, like night and day. And it's not to say that's bad. I'm just saying it's a different vibe. It's a whole different culture of people. I absolutely love it. I come from the country. I've got strong country roots, and it reminds me so much of going out to some of the get-togethers that my family used to get to. I mean, it's almost like a rodeo. I can't think of it, because the people at Born and Raised are just, if you ever watched that movie Pure Country, I mean, that's these folks to a T, very grateful, very respectful for the land. They are just, it is very a slower pace. It's not rock and roll. It's not you go to a couple of campsites, and there's one campsite in particular, Can't Fuck Around and Find Out. They have been doing their party at their campsite for several years, taking notes from us at Rocklahoma, as well as their experiences at other festivals, and they have put together a monster of a campsite. It is absolutely amazing and well run. As someone who is deaf, I see that they communicate a lot with signs and hand signals and stuff, and because they do that, their campsite runs extremely smooth. And I always admired how Christy and crew run the campsite Fuck Around and Find Out, and they are pretty much, I would say, they are the Coyote Ugly bar of the Born and Raised campgrounds. I mean, it's just an amazing time. But other than that, I don't know of a whole lot of parties going on in the Born and Raised campgrounds. But I tell you what, I think it is coming up on about time for me to go ahead and find out. So as I've been saying for several months now, I've got to get this country show together. I think here in mid-August, we are going to go ahead and do a country live stream in addition to Surviving Rocklahoma. I'm open to names. Y'all shoot me some names, throw some names in the comments. What should we call our born and raised country live stream? This will feature local country artists. All the music will be country and red dirt from local artists or artists on the born and raised lineup. This is we're going to give Surviving Rocklahoma the country treatment. So I'm open to ideas. I would love to hear your suggestions. You can drop them in the comments or you can shoot me an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. The Redneck Review. The Rock Grinch wants to see more of this t-shirt. You like this? This was one of my favorite custom designs. You can get it on my Teespring. It was one of my first chances to be flamboyant and stand out and get me something custom. So, Born and Raising Hell. I like that one, Greg. That's a good one. Born to Raise Hell. That's a good one. Yeah. So, I tell you what, folks, while we are mulling over that stuff, I'm going to give you a taste of this year's Rocklahoma 2024 lineup by giving you a taste of a Rocklahoma 2024 artist. This one is one that we've never featured on the show. I'm very excited to share this with you. This is Color of Chaos with Edge of Night.
The edge of night calling up, not much for speaking, made me turn and walk away. And now I find the best of all the reasons. I think I'll put this all to bed today. Edge of night.
And that was Color of Chaos with Edge of the Night. Give them some love, y'all. Give them some love. Let's see those reactions come up, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, that is one of your Rocklahoma 2024 artists. Can't wait to see him there this year, as well as all of the other folks. Once again, Labor Day weekend, we've got Evanescence, Avenged Sevenfold, Hellstorm, Wage War, Cold Chamber, The Warning, Kim Dracula, A Day to Remember, Disturbed, Skillet, Slipknot, Lamb of God, Mastodon, and let's not forget the pre-party Tom Kiefer, Faster Pussycat, Skillet Rocks, and a Local Boys, Eyebolt. Once again, that's Labor Day weekend, Rocklahoma 2024, as we are just over a month away. I am so excited about this one, folks. Now, once again, we were talking before the musical break that we are going to be covering Born and Raised Country Music Festival as well, featuring Cody Johnson, Hank Williams Jr., Coey Wetzel, Dwight Yoakam, Midland, the Red Clays, Shane Smith and the Saints, and a whole other lot of other artists. I can't wait to go. I missed out last year, unfortunately, when I succumbed to the medical issues, but we are back and better than ever, and we are bionic and ready to bring you the coverage from both of these festivals. Now, a couple of weeks after Born and Raised, if that wasn't enough, we're going to put all of our energy together. We're going to thank our families for letting us go on our music festivals. We're going to bring them all with us because there's a free festival in Stigler, Oklahoma called Rock the Equinox. This is their 9th one, folks. September 27th through 28th, like John Wells, Stigler, Oklahoma, free festival full of local artists that are going to be playing all weekend, including Shotgun Funeral, Oklahoma Blood, Tracera, Infall, Still Knock, Dime Store Riot, The Normandies, 1,000 Years Wide, Social Tragedy, The Destination. There's also going to be a wedding there going on. Congratulations, Travis and Maxine. 357 is going to be playing, as well as Kira, Etched in Embers, and Widow Seven. And huge props and congratulations, by the way, to Widow Seven, who is currently playing at Incarceration, or just played. So congratulations to that band. They will be playing this free festival at the end of September, Lake John Wells, Stigler, Oklahoma. Once again, that's Widow Seven and a whole host of others. Now, guys, when I say it's free, I mean it's free. You guys bring what you need, come down. And I believe there's some sites that have electric, but don't count on it. You can bring your generators, but tent camping, it's first come, first serve, and it's just an amazing place. You can bring the kids and the family out. Make sure you teach them about nature a little bit, teach them about snakes and all that other wonderful stuff. But there's a beautiful lake out there. Last year I brought my kayak and I paddled myself all around the little bay there. And this year I can't wait to get some of my other friends to bring their personal flotation devices, and who knows, we might even do a wake and bake on the lake. That sounds like fun to me, and a way to kick off a day full of music. Now, I'm also going to be bringing my bounce house as well, so there's going to be a little mini mosh pit training area. So I want to thank them for reaching out to Adam's Backyard Bounces to furnish the bounce houses for Rock the Equinox number 9. So the only thing you really got to pay for when you look at things is the food trucks. So if you don't feel like cooking and it's been a long day and you've been rocking and fixing stuff for the kiddos and you just don't feel like cooking, well, you can go on up to the top of the hill and get you some delicious food from the food trucks. They are freaking good. And guys, there's a Walmart 5 minutes away. So everything you need is perfectly just right in within reach. So make sure you bring the family out to Rock the Equinox number 9. With that being said, folks, let's go into the comments because we are running out of time. John McClung is in the house. What's up, John? Hank would be cool to see live. I agree, Chris. That is one of my bucket list. I want to see Hank. I was supposed to be working media the first year of Born and Raised, but COVID broke out. And that year we had Hank Jr. and we had Willie Nelson. And I had my fingers crossed. I really wanted a chance to sit down and talk with Willie. If not, set in one of those circles that he likes to frequent, but no comment. So I'm told, a friend told me. So let's get those stars going. Thank you, Christy. Huge shout out to all of you participating in the Stars Wars. Remember, those stars are little bits, little pieces of currency, and that's how we support the show. And anyone who wins the Stars Wars doesn't walk away empty-handed. You walk away with an entry for a set of Rocklahoma or Born and Raised general admission weekend passes. I've only missed 2 equinoxes, Christy says. Her kids love it. Lori says we have some fun activities happening out there. Make sure to check out our page and give us a like to keep up with all the things. Just head to Rock the Equinox in Stigler. There's also a Taco Bell there too. LOL. Yeah, love that. RB, Rocklahoma Bitches, are trying to help Camp 'Tis the Season with the toy drive. Donate a toy to them and receive some Rocklahoma Bitches swag. Thank you, Kendra, for pointing that out. Once again, folks, just because it's Labor Day, don't mean they don't bring the season of, cheer and giving. Now, if you would like to give back and you would like to donate to a good cause, our good friends at 'Tis the Season do a toy drive at Rocklahoma. So you just bring a new unwrapped toy, and I'm being told now that Rocklahoma Bitches will have you will be eligible for some Rocklahoma Bitches swag. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. You can get with them, but we will get a lot more details in the weeks to come. But yes, Rocklahoma Bitches are going to be working with Camp 'Tis the Season with their toy drive. Donate a toy to them and receive some Rocklahoma Bitches swag. Chris says that sucks. At least Hank is this year, and it could hang with him. He's scary. Even Snoop couldn't keep up with him. True story. Challenge accepted. You know what? With that being said, I think we will go ahead and round out the show. I'm not sure who's hitting the angry sign in there, but cheers to you, buddy. With that being said, let's go ahead and start wrapping things up. And we like to wrap every show up by taking a couple of minutes just to say, what, thank you for participating. Thank you for joining us on this live stream and downloading us on YouTube and checking out the TikTok. We've had a lot of folks and a lot of love from the recent TikToks that we cut up and shared of Aaron's interview last week talking about Miss Rocklahoma. And we can't wait to bring you more interviews from Rocklahoma this year and from your local artists as well. So make sure that you follow the Facebook page. Now, if you would like your music featured on the podcast, it's easy. All you got to do is submit your music. Send us an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. And while you're at it, let us know where you're playing. We want to know where to see you, folks. We like what we hear. We want to come out and support you and see you play live so that you can rock our faces off. So survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. Be sure to submit your music, submit your gigs, and maybe an EPK if you got one. Tell me a little bit about you so we can inform your new fans. Now, if you are tuning into the show, we appreciate you. It doesn't matter how you're watching, whether it's here on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, or any of the podcast networks that you might be tuning into this. Remember, like, follow, subscribe. Those numbers matter, and we got to get those numbers up so we can unlock some really cool things to bring you new and different types of content. Once again, if you'd like to be a part of the show, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. We'd also, veterans would love to see your war face so we can feature photos of our veteran friends and family. We can feature them here on the show as we give recognition. Speaking of, let's get recognition to our sponsors. Once again, DEB Concerts.
I wanna rock!
And Rocky will be doing this year at the DEB concert stage inside of the Roadhouse. But before that, next month, just a week or two away, they are going to be rocking the Shrine with the Iron Maidens and special guest Dime Store Riot, hosted by Eddie Trunk. The DEB Concerts presents the Iron Maidens. Doors at 7, show is at 8 p.m. Tickets are available now, or reach out to Dime Store Riot. They might even be able to save you a little bit of money on your tickets. So get your tickets from the bands or visit the Facebook post for the link to the tickets. Also want to give a huge shout out to At Your Service Rentals. Remember, folks, don't get caught out in the line with a bunch of other drunks or whatever the case may be and having to wait, and you gotta go poo, but you're not gonna make it. You don't have to be that person. You can have your own portable restroom for your campsite by calling At Your Service Rentals. You'll have your own portable restroom, and you can even get a swimming pool too, so that you can relax and bask in the nice cool weather and beat the heat. So don't be like the other guy stuck out in line. Hey buddy, what are you doing over there?
Dinner was full!
Yeah, he didn't call At Your Service Rentals. Also, once again, I want to give a huge shout out to Rockavet. Congratulations, folks, all of you who came out and showed up for the Rockavet benefit. You raised just over $3,500 for veterans and services that they are providing to services, including providing the medicine that is music. And music is medicine. I mess that up every time. Conveniently, they're also... I love you guys in the comments. Once again, if you shop at Prior Liquors and you're going to be attending Rocklahoma, save that receipt. If you spend $10 or more, there may be a prize in your future. Make sure that you follow Rockavet. Now, also want to give a huge shout out to the Rocklahoma Bitches, aka the Redneck Bitches, for all that you do in keeping the attitudes positive and bringing your energy to the local music scene and around the Rocklahoma grounds. We are so glad to have your continued support here on the podcast, as well as the Big Old Bus, who brings a busload of debauchery to the Rocklahoma campgrounds and abroad. They'll even be at that music festival we were talking about, Rock the Equinox number 9. They will be there as well, bringing their more family-friendly activities until the dark, and then, us adults get to be adults. So thanks again, Big Ol' Bus, for everything you do and your continued support of the podcast. Also want to give a shout-out to Photography by Angel Lee and your continued sponsorship and partnership in Surviving Rocklahoma, bringing us amazing images of that benefit and all of the festivals that we cover, and we can't wait to see what we link up and what we can capture at Rocklahoma 2024. Also want to give a huge shout out to my Metalcore Clothing, who produced our latest rounds of shirts. Remember, you can get your shirts right now for $25, and anybody who buys a shirt gets entered for Rocklahoma and Born and Raised tickets. Shoot me an email, or the link is also on the Facebook page, and we can get you a shirt ordered if you would like. Also, let me see in the comments. Yes, I thank you, Lori, for reminding us. Remember, folks, we've got some Rocklahoma OGs that their family is very much hurting in this time of loss. They've suffered a personal tragedy, and some folks are throwing them a benefit for Kevin and Rachel Graham this Sunday afternoon at Temple Live in Fort Smith. The doors are going to open at 3. The show's going to start at 3:30. There will be food, raffles, and auctions, and all of this is going to help that family who has suffered an unimaginable loss recently. So all of our heartfelt positive vibes. I hate to say thoughts and prayers because that's so cliche, but all of our hearts go out to the Graham family, and we hope. I hope to give them some help in this time. So make sure, if you want to get out, if you're local to that area, or you can make it to Temple Live, get out and support these folks. They are OGs. I mean, this is Mr. Rocklahoma. A question: do previous purchases on the shirts counts towards the giveaway? I bought 2 of our camp shirts. No, this is only of Rocklahoma shirts. They're Stony. And if you got any further questions, shoot me a message, and I'll answer those for you. But in the meantime, folks, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this podcast. I want to remind everybody to make sure that you stay on the positive side of life. And until next time, as always, rock on.